You know, I think that there's a random IT guy on the set again.
So.
Hey, this is Nathan Lawson.
And I'm Doug Marshall.
Yeah, and this is BudK by Request. This is the show for you, by you.
About you.
About you. And today, obviously, we're talking about guns and bullets. If you haven't noticed, our website is now populated with ammo. But not only that, for a while, we've actually had gun-related products. And, I mean, this past Christmas, we had the blog. I mean, it's showing, highlighting our Shameless Plug here is amazing.
Yeah.
So I think that you're going to start us off with a story today, right?
Yeah. Nathan graciously let me tell a story of...
Yes, and I won't interrupt this time.
He promises.
He says I interrupt him all the time.
So...
Yeah, that's never true, you know.
Dang it. All right, so when one of the earliest memories I have with my grandfather, aside from fishing, is him teaching me about how to use a firearm responsibly. He taught me to always keep the barrel pointed directly at the ground or directly in the sky. He always taught me that the first time, if somebody ever hands you a weapon, you treat it like it's loaded, even if they say it's not, and you always clear it. And basically what I just want to distill from that story is, aside from the fond memories, it's paid off in dividends, because I've always been very good and very careful with firearms. So I just want to encourage you guys, if you have kids, guys, if you have grandkids, or if you are young, get some knowledge. I mean, teach your kids, teach your grandkids about how to use it safely. Because we're all for guns. We love them. We want you to have them, but just be safe with them. And that's my story.
All right,
I
did. Look at that. I did not talk. So
air horn. Beep, beep.
Beep, beep. Okay, so all right, so we got a competition today, and the Brophy is up for the grabs.
Yours was more like a car. Yours like a car horn, like
a little Herbie,
Mini Cooper, probably.
Herbie
or a Beetle. Yeah.
Beetle. Yeah.
Was it rear engine Beetle?
I'm trying to start a game here.
Oh, okay. I would like to play a game.
And today I've got the questions, and he's got to answer them. We're going to talk about gun myths today and whether or not they are true.
I love it.
So we've got an article from Guns and Ammo they wrote a few years back.
I'm going to interrupt and say...
Oh my goodness.
Nathan didn't know this stuff either. He looked this up and made questions. So don't go thinking he knows more.
I'm making questions off of the article.
Right,
okay?
Right.
So whether or not... And the thing is, though, you have to ask... you have to answer the question, and whoever wins... Now, if you get more right, then I lose, right?
Yeah, I don't
and if you get more wrong, then I win.
This is your game, man. This is you.
Okay. All right. And so now the thing is, though, the end result, though, this time, this is going to be a first for us, though, that whoever wins or whoever loses has to answer their phone in a particular fashion.
Our office phone?
Our office phone. So that, instead of just saying Doug Marchant, it's going to be Doug Marchant. I like cheese.
I like cheese.
I like cheese. And that's what you have to do for the next 3 days.
I'm lactose intolerant. That makes it even funnier because everybody around here knows it.
So Doug Marchant, if you lose, and if I win,
if you lose, how about like Nathan Lawson? Doug's way cooler than me. I mean,
if that's what you want.
Yeah, I mean,
no.
It's your game. You can.
Well, we'll see. Okay.
Okay.
All right, let's go. Ready? So myth number 1.
Okay.
Okay. And there's 10 here. Now, a gun in the home is less likely to kill a family member than an intruder. True or false? These are true or falses.
Okay, well, I know when I was growing up, my parents didn't have guns, but my grandparents did.
A gun in the home is less likely to kill a family member than an intruder.
I'm going to say...
I should say these are myths, these are statements.
Okay, I know that if I go with my gut on this, I might get it wrong. Mm-hmm. I've never met anyone who has hurt themselves or had a family member hurt themselves with a gun in their house. But I know a couple of people who have shot people who've come into I know literally two people who have shot somebody who was invading their home, literally home invasion. So I'm going to say, wait, what's the question?
A gun in the home is less likely to kill a family member.
Less likely to kill a family member. I say that's true.
Correct.
Yes!
Correct.
How many questions is there?
There's 10. There's 10.
I'm 10% of the way there.
Yeah, I was about to say. Yeah, the myth that is usually out there is that a gun in the home is more likely to kill a family member, and that's not true. There are a lot of reports out there that are misleading, but it definitely, if you look at the stats, it is not true. A gun is less likely to kill a family member.
Do you have statistics there?
Yes, there are statistics in the article. We'll link the article.
Can we link to that?
Yeah, we got to link to the article. So you can read about the statistics. We're not going to get into it today. We're just going to move on to number 2.
Okay, let's do it.
All right, 40% of guns are purchased without a background check.
40%. I'm gonna say, well, gun shows don't have to do background checks. I know that, and I love going to gun shows.
40% of guns are purchased without.
That's
This is a
almost
huge
half.
thing right
That's
now.
almost half.
So, yeah.
That's almost half. That's a lot, man.
True or false?
Wait, do I have lifelines? Can I phone a friend?
No.
Dang it. This is not Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
5,
40%.
4.
I'm gonna say that's
3.
true. 40% purchased without a background check.
That is false, my friend.
Oh!
That is false. The
God.
number is actually closer to 10%.
Really?
But they want you to believe that the number is that high, but to actually have it that high, you actually have to have family inheritances and gifts thrown into it. And plus, it's all based off of erroneous information from the get-go.
You said purchased. You lawyered me.
Ah.
You said purchased, not like came, like received into their possession.
Oh, well, I'm just saying. Okay.
Okay.
All right. True or false? Number 3.
Okay.
So 1 and 1.
All right.
All right. So more people own guns today.
More people than not.
Yeah. Well, true or false?
Or than
More
yesterday.
people own guns today than in the past.
This is a very ambiguous question, but I feel like, Old West, I'm thinking of guys with 6 shooters on their hip.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say it's false. More people own guns yesterday than today.
More people own guns yesterday than today. The myth is fewer people own guns today. So more people do own more guns today. It is true.
Wait, so more people own guns today than before?
Yes.
I should have known that. I got that wrong, by the
A
way.
2011 Gallup
Should have
poll says
known
at
that.
least 47% of Americans own guns compared to 41% in 93.
So what?
More guns are owned today. More people are buying guns today. And this is actually a few years old, so it's probably a lot more than that even then.
All right.
47% now, back in like 2013, 2014. And then in 1993 it was 41%. So the gun purchases are all actually on the rise.
Dude, this is tough.
Okay. So
I'm
2 to 1.
1.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Number 4. Criminals obtain their weapons at gun shows.
That sounds like a really, really I'm going to say it's false.
That's correct.
Okay.
It is.
Back on the board.
Criminals
Tied
do
up.
not obtain their gun. The numbers are backed up by a National Institute of Justice survey, which found only about 2% of criminals actually bought a gun at gun shows.
I know a couple of guys who bought guns before they should have, that are young men.
Yeah.
They were not 18. Okay, in the state of Georgia anyways, you have to be 21 to have a handgun. Mm-hmm. And I know a couple of guys who had a handgun before they were 21, and they did not buy it at gun shows, actually. So that's, okay.
Yeah, so it's
right.
2 and 2 now.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
Number 5. People hardly ever use guns for self-defense.
This goes back to the first question where we talked about home invasions and people using guns to defend themselves in their home versus, so that I feel like they kind of go hand in hand. People hardly ever. That's an ambiguous question.
People
There's no
hardly ever
numbers.
use guns for self-defense.
There's no numbers there.
That's
your
the
definition
statement.
Your definition of hardly could be very different than my definition of hardly. Like once a day in America, twice a day, 3 times is too much.
Are
2
you
times
rambling?
is hardly. Okay.
Is
all right.
true or false? People hardly ever use guns for self-defense.
False? False.
It is a myth.
Okay.
It is a myth. People hardly, that is not true. People do use guns for self-defense.
I would love to see numbers on that. One thing I have wondered,
there are
though,
stats in the article. So.
I'll see stuff on Facebook about people using guns to defend themselves, and I've even heard stories from people that I know, but you never see it in mainstream news. And I'm not political. I
don't like to really listen to the stats because the stats can be so manipulated. But you got to look at the facts. You know? The hardcore facts, because statistics is different than facts.
I feel like you'd want to look at maybe police reports, or you'd want to look at just where it's actually been reported and confirmed that it happened. So okay.
Okay, number 6. So now you're ahead 1.
I'm ahead 1.
Yep.
Well, wait.
Your gun is more likely to be used against you by an attacker.
I've heard that before. And
Your gun is more likely to be used against you than by an attacker. So
then for you to actually use it to defend yourself against them.
Right.
Probably.
Right.
I've always wondered, I don't actually carry one on my person. And I've often wondered if somebody could just snatch it up and then they've got a gun and I don't. It's a tough one, man. And I've heard people say, I've heard that stat before.
True or false? Your gun is more likely to be used against you by an attacker.
False. 'Cause
Correct.
My gut says to go
Correct.
there. Okay,
That is not true. Your gun will not be more likely to be used against you by an attacker. Okay, number 7. We can trust people with concealed carry.
I think so. I mean, is that true? Or
Correct.
false?
That's true.
I think so.
We
yeah.
can. Yes. Yes.
Man, yeah.
The facts demonstrate concealed carry people can be trusted. The myth is that we can't trust them. That's not true.
Because they're dangerous. Because
Right.
they've got a gun.
Right. So you're actually ahead now. You actually, you're up to what, 5?
I don't know. I haven't been keeping
You're up.
track.
You're up. You're up.
Wait, if I have 5, I mean, I only need to get one more.
You only need to get one more to win.
Yeah. Oh, and shameless plug, guys. We're gonna give this away.
Yeah.
I want you guys to comment and let us know.
This is a gun cleaning kit. If
yes.
you didn't know that.
This is a gun cleaning kit. It's pretty cool. Looks like a giant shotgun shell, obviously. You screw the cap off here, and there's not primer in here. There's actually you get the cleaning cloth here, and then you've got the whole
Nice.
shebang. There's everything you need to clean just about any kind of gun.
Yeah, let's get your coffee.
Yeah, let me not
away,
dip
so,
that in my
yeah.
coffee. And so this is a really good kit, and it also has a really neat carrying case. So comment on this video,
Yes.
let us know that you want it, and somebody's gonna get this.
We'll give it out.
Okay.
You got 3 more to go. All right. Urban areas especially need gun control. Urban areas.
I've heard that. It's, this is my best. And by the way, it happens on the streets of Chicago too. I know that like California, because of LA, because of all the gang-related
Right.
activity, they limited magazine sizes to like 10 rounds.
Yeah, and that's
for
part
assault
of the
rifles and-
reason behind this concept, this thought process. Urban areas need gun control. Is that true or false?
I feel like urban areas need jobs, but that's not what we're talking about. That's not what we're talking about.
That's right.
They need gun control. I'm gonna say.
Urban areas especially need gun control.
I don't think this is the right answer, but I'm gonna say urban areas do especially need gun control.
That is false.
Okay.
Urban areas do not especially need gun control.
Why not? Is there like a
The stats are like in this, but according to research by Lott for this book, More Guns, Less Crime, when the gun rights of a given population are restored, violent crime actually goes down. So
Really?
if you give more control to the public, violent crime actually decreases, not increases. Okay, that is fact.
I almost feel like if you took guns away from police officers because you felt like that would, they'd be less able to serve and protect. Since the same way you take guns away from good people who would use them to defend
Who
the
would
public,
exactly?
they would
use them to serve and protect.
That makes sense.
There you go.
That makes
All right,
sense.
2 more. Number 9, guns. Now you only need 1 more to win. Okay, that's it. Guns.
What number are we on?
We're on number 9.
We're on number 9.
Yep.
Ooh, okay.
Guns teach kids to be violent.
Man, they didn't teach me to be violent. I mean, like I said,
I grew up with guns too.
Yeah, some of my best memories are, shooting with my granddad and going out with friends and shooting, and it was always at targets.
So true or false?
Man, it didn't teach me to be violent. I'm gonna say false.
That's correct.
Okay.
That's correct.
Hey, that means I won.
That you won. Brophy's back on
I
your
don't
desk.
know why you're high-fiving me for beating you, but yeah, I would do the same thing. I would. I'd high-five you.
Forgot about that
I
part.
forgot about the fact
Okay,
that
one more.
it's
One
like
more.
a-
One
yeah.
more.
Just for fun.
Myth number 10.
Okay.
Gun control prevents crime.
No, I don't think so. I think it's false.
That's correct.
Okay.
That's
yeah.
correct. Yep. I mean, there's stats galore that prove all these different things. And if people just simply educate themselves on gun control, anti-gun control, the argument that is currently really just wrapping up our entire country, these stats are legitimate. And if you read them, come to the educated conclusion, guns are not bad. Okay.
Yeah.
Guns don't kill people. People kill people.
I mean,
we've heard it
it's-
a million times.
It's a cliche because it's true.
It's a
though,
cliche because it's true.
Yeah.
And so the guys, we just want to say from BudK that we definitely support the Second Amendment. Come
Absolutely.
by, check out our gun options, our ammo, our brand new ammo options that
Yeah.
we have. These
Yeah.
things are flying off the shelves. We're having a hard time keeping them in stock, so you definitely want to pick them up. This is BudK by request, guys. See you next time. This is Nathan. Doug is awesome. Yeah, okay. Random IT gal on the set.